as plans for what the Cavaliers are going to do this offseason, as it just keeps picking up the rumors, the proposals, the mock trades. We now have a big hint from Koby Altman himself on what the Cavaliers are going to be doing in this offseason. As he just said in a recent interview yesterday, it's time to reveal Koby Altman's plan for this offseason. This is a big one, guys, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We have some big news, big updates coming in from the Cleveland Cavaliers and what they're going to be doing from Koby Altman himself. We also get the trade proposals, the mock trades, the rumors, everything like that, injuries, lineups, post-game thoughts here on Cavs Digest, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But what did Koby Altman say? There's so much to talk about. There's so much to read. There's so many videos to show you guys. So please go ahead and watch this full video. First, we have to talk about the core four, specifically two players that Koby Altman talked about. Obviously, Jarrett Allen is somebody that has been picked on a lot this offseason. Koby Altman even said, I don't have that exactly for you guys today, but he said that it's easy to pick on Jarrett Allen, but he still believes in him fully and that he is a phenomenal player, a phenomenal fit for the Cavaliers. But what did Koby Altman say at all? There's a lot going on. So let's break down a couple things. The first thing is, I love our foundation. I love our core. Altman boasted, singling out Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen, the celebrated core four. I'm really high on and optimistic about our future. That being said, it can't just be 82 games. We have to figure out this next 16. Playoff success needs to come next, but I think there's an internal belief because of what we proved this year during the regular season and what we're capable of to run it back. That's a big hint right there, guys, to run it back and see what we could do. This group has shown they can play some of the best basketball in the world. It's how we do it on the highest stage, which, of course, they haven't been able to figure out how to do yet. That is from Koby Altman himself. He mentioned running it back, guys. I talked about how the rumors seemed likely that they were going to run it back, but there were also rumors around trade proposals, mock trades, and everything like that. But as of Koby Altman himself, it seems like they're planning on running it back. Now, how do we feel about that? So let's kind of look at a big statistic here. These are the playoff successes from since kind of the LeBron gone era. So since LeBron left to join the Lakers, they missed the playoffs 4 straight years. So it came from a rebuild. They obviously missed it due to a play-in against the Atlanta Hawks. That was a really hard game to watch, actually. That was one of the hardest losses as a Cavs fan. But 4 straight years it took them. You know, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley started around 20. Like, they were on the team, and then the draft came. They had a bad season. They drafted Ochai Agbaji and was able to trade him for Donovan Mitchell. They were able to package him for Donovan Mitchell, and that's when we made the playoffs for the first time and lost to the New York Knicks in the first round. And then they ended up losing in the second round to the Celtics after a tough 7-game series in which Donovan Mitchell played phenomenal and Darius Garland struggled, and it was a rough series. And then players went down against the Celtics, but not blaming injuries anymore. I'm done doing it. And then you have this year, obviously, where the Pacers beat us in 5 games. So running it back might seem a little weird, but they did complete a rebuild to get from all the way to missing the playoffs to getting the 1 seed. But it's not about regular season success. Doesn't matter. How well you are in the regular season every year does not matter. You have to get over that top. So that's why what Koby Altman said is a little questionable. But we have more today. This is another thing that Koby Altman said. It's hard for me to watch playoff basketball right now. I still think we should be playing, but these are the experiences that you have to go through to get to that next level. And this is kind of how he defends what he said about how the Cavs could run it back. He talks about Oklahoma City last year. They lost in the second round to the Mavericks. Denver's core that they kept together and finally breaking through for a championship. Took 7 years of the Celtics to break through and win a championship. This is year 3 for the core 4, and they've had an incredible success. We're going to get over that hump. This group's going to get over the hump. So really, really seeing it again. He's boasting this power 4. And he mentioned a couple players, guys. He talked individually about Darius Garland in this interview and how he feels about Darius Garland. And this is a big one, so go ahead and listen to this right here.
Darius's durability, he played high this year in games, at 71 games. Do you think there's a level that he can get to that he hasn't tapped into yet? It's a conversation we've had with Darius. He's so gifted. He's talented. He's so skilled. Like I said, he helped regenerate the excitement in Cleveland basketball. Like, he deserves credit for making this place fun to play again. His step is going to be, how do I get stronger? He needs to get stronger, right, so he can compete at the highest level, right? He needs to get stronger so he can compete at the highest level. It's the same thing that with Stephen Curry.
There you go. He's boasting about Darius Garland. And he actually makes a good point about Darius Garland and Steph Curry. Obviously, those guys are incomparable currently and all time, but when you look at like Steph Curry back in like 2010, 2011, he was like super, super light, super thin, a lot less physical than he is now, a lot less physical than he was in 2016, 2017, and 2021 when they won the NBA championships. I mean, he was a lot less physical. So, I don't think we should be comparing Darius Garland to Steph Curry in any way, but I do see where Koby Altman is coming from. Again, we are very optimistic about lack of development in guys like Darius Garland. Another thing that this reveals with the second apron, I highly doubt that Giannis is even going to be talked about. So, guys, let's stop making mock trades about Giannis Antetokounmpo because it is highly unlikely that this guy ends up in a Cavs jersey. With LeBron, the only way that they can really acquire this guy is if they sign, if he declines his player option, hits free agency, and signs for a very, very cheap deal, maybe a vet minimum. That's like it's really, really hard to get LeBron James right now. So, now let's talk about another guy that he boasted about, a guy that no one's really questioning, but he did talk about one of the core four players, and that's being Evan Mobley.
We like where we are from a roster standpoint. We still feel we have internal growth. Mobley's 23 years old. If we don't think a breakthrough, we're not. So he's going to break through. He's 23 years old. This is his third playoffs. He's figuring out this new high usage part of his game that came with Kenny this year. And so he's going to break through. That internal growth is something that we've always banked on, and we're going to continue to bank on. And so if our second apron team, we still know we have internal growth to get better. And so if we land there, we know we have the sustainability to attain.
So we boasted about Evan Mobley as well, saying that this guy's going to break through. And I feel like Evan Mobley kind of broke through a lot this year as well. So it is true what he said, that Evan Mobley is going to continue to break through. So now it's time to kind of talk about, we kind of covered everything Koby Altman said. He even went on and said more. He also talked about how Jarrett Allen is easy to pick on. It's easy to blame him. He talked about Darius Garland as an individual, which I just mentioned, of course. But the one thing that he said that stood out to me is the biggest issue. He said we have to get tougher. Okay. Personally, we all know that this team is soft. But you can't, it's hard to teach being physical. It's hard to teach that. You either got that dog in you or you don't. Like that, I know it sounds corny, but that's the truth. You either got that physicality mindset in you, you either have the mental toughness or you don't. It's hard to just be like, hey, there's Garland, you got to get tougher. And then he just decides to just run at people and push people around. That's not how it works. You have to be able to get guys that have that mindset, get leadership that have that mindset. And that's why I think LeBron would be a huge fit for this Cavaliers team, because if you get him on a really cheap deal, which I doubt you're going to get him for, and that's why I doubt he's going to be a Cavaliers, probably going to be a Laker again, but that's not the point. You have to understand that as of right now, this team is going to be running it back, guys. We have to accept that. It's very likely that this team is just going to run it, fire it back with the same core four, with the same everything, with DeAndre Hunter, Ty Jerome, all these guys. Well, Ty Jerome's in question, but I think they're going to re-sign him and Sam Merrill. But there you go, guys. I mean, this basically reveals what the Cavs are going to do this offseason. This is Koby Altman's plan. They're going to run it back. They're going to try to get tougher. That's the thing. Can you teach toughness, though? Is this going to matter? Are they going to be able to get better? Because it's really, really hard to teach toughness. This is something that you could just tell people to be tougher. You might have to train them to get stronger. You might need to sign a new strength and fitness coach, strength and conditioning coach. But at the end of the day, these guys need to get tougher. It would be better to get a tough leader like LeBron or Giannis. But as of right now, it seems very unlikely because they're a second apron team, and Altman has acknowledged that. They can make one-for-one trades, but at the end of the day, this is really, really tough free agency for the Cavs. But now we know that they're going to be running it back. So let me know how you guys feel about the Cavaliers running it back. They're going to have the same team. Are they going to be able to get over that hump? Are they going to be able to get stronger, more physical? And what offseason moves can they make with the second apron that will allow them to get over that hump? As always, thank you guys for joining me on Cavs Digest. Hit that subscribe button again. This was a crazy update. This reveals the whole free agency. So go ahead and hit the subscribe.